They say that history is the greatest of all teachers, and that tales of past deeds define who we are in the present, and what we shall be in the future. It is said that such tales shall, with each telling, illuminate us all with the light of truth. I shall tell you of such a tale. It is a tale quite familiar to me, for I have spent nearly a lifetime piecing it together and chronicling it here within this book. For years I have pondered its passages, studying every line, committing each word to memory. Perhaps now, in the telling of it, I shall at last find the answers I seek. Our story takes place in the northern region of Faerun, known as Icewind Dale. It is a harsh, frozen land, cut off from the rest of the world by a wall of jagged peaks called the Spine of the World. For centuries, the icy plains of the Dale have been home to the barbarian peoples of the Uthgard and Regedmund. Huddled together in small, closely knit tribes, the barbarians lived simple lives, free, proud, and fiercely independent. Until the day an archmage named Ericon came to Icewind Dale. With an army of mercenaries, Ericon sought to conquer the north and force the fierce barbarians into slavery. Long weeks of battle followed, and the scattered barbarian tribes suffered terrible losses. Defeat seemed inevitable. In their darkest hour, a barbarian shaman named Jared came forth and demanded a council between all the remaining tribes of the north. A respected warrior, Jared persuaded the council to put aside their differences and unite against Ericon. Strengthened by a new sense of purpose, the barbarians rallied behind their new leader. The combined might of the Northmen proved more than a match for Ericon, who had counted on the division of the tribes. Wave after wave of barbarian warriors tore into Ericon's hired army, forcing them on the defensive and ultimately into full retreat. As his army crumbled around him, Ericon had time for one last desperate act before his enemies descended upon him. Drawing upon his remaining power, the Archmage breached the planar boundaries, tearing open a portal to the lower planes. The foolish Archmage's cries of victory immediately turned to shrieks of terror as the hideous and twisted shapes of demonkind materialized from the portal and poured onto the battlefield. The sudden appearance of the demons drove the combatants, barbarian and mercenary alike, to turn to meet the new threat side by side. The remaining warriors bravely charged the portal to drive the hellspawn back and were slaughtered by the hundreds. As his people fell around him, the barbarian shaman, Jared, looked up from the blood-drenched snow of the battlefield and caught sight of a lone figure high upon a ridge in the distance. Jared immediately recognized this vision as an omen from his god Tempus, and in that instant, he knew what had to be done. Shouting cries to his god, he charged through the ranks of the demons and plunged into the portal. As Jared's blood fused with the energies of the portal, an explosion of white light engulfed the battlefield. When the light subsided, the demons were gone, and the portal was closed. In its place hovered a disk of solid stone. Frozen within the center of the disk was Jared's body, locked in his final moment of agony, in his final moment of triumph, for all eternity. But that is not the end of our tale. It is but the beginning.
Oh my goodness, I just realized I've been running 16 minutes without the headset on. Sorry, folks. I've been doing all that for all the talking just now for nothing.
Steel yourselves! Attack!
Yeah, that's the one. Okay. Oh, all that's left now is the name. This particular character name comes from one of my favorite characters I ever ran on the tabletop. So, there's our first fully generated custom character. Gawain McLiam, male human fighter, lawful neutral. 17 strength, 15 dexterity, 16 constitution, 8 intelligence, 9 wisdom, and 14 charisma. Is proficient with the longsword, the short bow, and takes a bonus to armor class against missile weapons. Females of the realms can excel in whatever profession they choose, just like their male counterparts. This particular one is going to be you know what? We're gonna go another human with this one. The predominant race in Faerun. Humans rule most of the significant empires and kingdoms in the realms. They are the most social and tolerant of races, excepting perhaps the halflings. Humans may advance as any class and are also the only race that can dual class, but they may not multi-class. Shut up. This particular human female is going to be a cleric. A cleric is a generic priest of any mythos, tends to the spiritual needs of a community. She is both protector and healer. She is not purely defensive. When evil threatens, the cleric is well suited to seek it out on its own ground and destroy it. The opposite is true of evil clerics as well, and there are also many variations in between. This particular little priestess bum 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 bum. Yes, the god of war. Tempest, also known as the Lord of Battles or the Foehammer, is random in his favors, yet his chaotic nature favors all sides equally. The Lord of Battles may be on an army's side one day and against them the next. Such is the nature of war. Tempuran clergy can be found on both sides of a conflict, as none can ever truly know whom the war god will favor. Tyr, deity of law and justice. I think I'm going with Lathander, a god of renewal, creativity, and youth, celebrated nearly everywhere. His followers are very popular throughout the realms, and there are numerous wealthy temples devoted to him. Lathander, the Morning Lord, the god of the dawn, a deity of healing. She is lawful good. Just realized. Lawful good characters believe that an orderly, strong society with a well-organized government can work to make life better for the majority of the people. To ensure the quality of life, laws must be created and obeyed. When people respect the laws and try to help one another, society as a whole prospers. Therefore, lawful good characters strive for those things that will bring the greatest benefit to the most people and cause the least harm. An honest and hard-working serf, a kindly and wise king, or a stern but forthright minister of justice are all examples of lawful good people. And since the mic, I realized, was turned off during creation of the previous character, strength measures a character's muscle, endurance, and stamina. Prime requisite of fighters. Dexterity measures a character's hand-eye coordination, agility, reflexes, and balance. Constitution measures a character's fitness, health, and physical resistance to hardship, injury, and disease. Intelligence, well, we all know what intelligence is. I should hope. Wisdom measures a character's, basically it's the common sense. Difference between intelligence and wisdom is that intelligence is your book smarts, wisdom is your street smarts. And charisma, your persuasiveness and personal magnetism. These are the 6 key core attributes of any character in a Dungeons & Dragons game. Store that and come back to it. Well, she might not be very strong. Hello! You've missed the prologue entire and are coming in right in the middle of character creation. Yeah, you miss out on a whole bunch of technical difficulties too. I am an idiot. I started the stream without the headset on. And the game froze up first. So Welcome to my life.
A stout sword and sturdy shield can take you far.
God, she sounds like a bimbo,
This
doesn't
is a
she?
lot of responsibility.
She sounds like a typical blonde
My
airhead.
aim shall be true.
And she sounds even more so. Good
Attack.
grief.
By Clangeddin's twin axes.
Nope, that's a dwarf.
Attack. I shall. I am exhausted.
I think I'm going with that one. Yeah, like totally. OMG. Do a dude with this one. There's the picture I want of him. Of course, it was way back there. Oh, I think for our third character, we will make a dwarf. Dwarves, of course, are short and stocky, easily identifiable by if I can English. They're easily identifiable by their size and shape. They have, in the Forgotten Realms campaign setting, ruddy cheeks, dark eyes, and dark hair. Dwarves tend to be dour and taciturn. They are given to hard work and care little for most humor. They enjoy booze. Most of all, they love gold. There are 4 racial divisions of dwarves within the realms: the shield dwarves, the gold dwarves, the wild dwarves, and the dwarger. And then we have some mechanical stuff that people who've played the tabletop version are all kinds of familiar with. Dwarves are fighters. Yeah, the lore is good. If only you'd shown up during the prologue, you could have got all kinds of lore and backstory into the game. But c'est la vie, you could always catch that during the rewatch later. It was, God, I think it was like 15 or 16 minutes in before I realized I wasn't wearing the headset, so... But we're going to make this particular dwarf a subclass of fighter, the Dwarven Defender. Who is a formidable warrior that is reputed to be worth 2 soldiers of any other race. It's worse, it wasn't even turned on. Dwarven Defenders are trained extensively in the art of Dwarven warfare, and a handful of these stout fighters can render a defensive line all but unbreakable. Dwarves tend to be lawful good. Well, rather they tend towards lawful alignments. But this one will be lawful good, which I've already read out. The abilities. Dwarves are not typically very charismatic. Oh, warriors are strong. And Buff is in here. I think he's still in here, isn't he? Buff is still here, yes? This is not the buff we're looking for. I gotcha. Well, we are going to go with a stereotypical dwarf weapon for this guy. The axe. There are, of course, two varieties of axes. Throwing axes and battle axes. This proficiency class allows your character to use either one. I like giving all of my characters a ranged option. Short bow is often used by those classes, such as thieves who cannot use the larger longbow. It's more easily concealed than a longbow. In the hands of a skilled user, just as deadly. Hey, no. Well, throwing axes, that's a ranged option. I can't jump the distance, you'll have to toss me. But don't tell the elf. Actually did that on one of my playthroughs. Had a whole party based around the Lord of the Rings. I think I'd actually just watched the movie for the first time at the time. dwarves tend to prefer earth tones, if I recall correctly.
Well, they are earth. So I would think so, yeah.
Yeah, that'll do nicely. There's only one voice sample I will ever use for dwarven
I'll wash
characters.
me beard in your blood.
That one. Yeah. Yeah, we'll have his axe.
My response. Yes, my bow. Charity! They're here again!
Alright, the halflings, the little folk. Short, generally plump, very much like small humans. Round and broad faces, often quite florid. Hair is typically curly. The halflings in this game are very much based on hobbitses. Well, I mean, honestly, a lot of the common design conceits and traits and tropes of any fantasy setting are, however loosely or closely, based on Tolkien's works. He is considered the godfather of modern fantasy. But yes, the halflings of Dungeons and Dragons are rather closely based on the hobbitses of Lord of the Rings. The hobbitses. They enjoy good living, rough humor, and homespun tales, and often prefer the comforts of home to the dangers of adventuring. There are 3 racial divisions of halflings within the Forgotten Realms campaign setting: the Harefoot, the Tall Fellow, and the Stout. And then we have a whole bunch of mechanical stuff that I'm not going to read out. And she's going to be my thief.
Also, broke much?
I'm allowed to do whatever commentary I want on my live stream.
No, I'm talking about halfling.
Mhm.
I made her
Yes. It's the favorite class of the halfling.
the point being is there's a fucking Lord of the Rings.
And I don't care.
You care.
I don't care if it's a trope.
It's a trope.
It's my character in my game.
It's a trope.
Anyways,
Troped it.
I think I'm going to go with a swashbuckler type rogue. Just just because it sounds like fun. Yes, trope alert, I know. And this particular halfling rogue. Yes, take a shot every time I say trope. Whatever, I don't care if there's a trope alert to it or not.
I can't take a shot. All I got is soda.
This particular character is going to be chaotic good. They are strong individualists marked by a streak of kindness and benevolence. They believe in all the virtues of goodness and right, but they have little use for laws and regulations. They have no use for people who try to push folk around and tell them what to do. Their actions are guided by their own moral compass, which, although good, may not always be in perfect agreement with the rest of society. A brave frontiersman forever moving on as settlers follow in his wake is an example of a chaotic good character. Oh, let me see. Actually, that array doesn't suck for a rogue. Maybe drop intelligence a couple of points for an increased dex. Josh, welcome! You're in right in the middle of character creation. Ba-da-ba-ba. Because no D&D party has ever survived long without a rogue. uh, yes. You know, I think I'm gonna leave her colors alone.
Let's spill some blood.
That did sound very oddly seductive.
Watch my back.
Yeah.
Your time draws near. I will do my best to keep us out of harm's way.
You would do well to fear a woman's wrath.
That's from the Heart of Winter DLC, which I'm probably going to get into in a later stream. You know, after I beat the main game.
Dash and slash!
That one more fits my mental image of a female halfling rogue.
Trouble art.
oh, off. That is disturbing. that is disturbing, bordering on TMI. Apparently,
Oh, I caught it. I was trying not to reread it.
yeah, I'm not reading that one into the archive for YouTube. I will instead state that every character I am creating is named
For that one in there.
has been named for characters that I've played in the actual tabletop version of Dungeons and Dragons. Alright, let's see. We still need a mage. I still need a mage. Yep, there we go. I think Buff is gonna need a second bath time with this one. She's going to be a half-elf. A mix of human and elven blood. Handsome folk with good features from each of their parent races. Half-elf has the curiosity, inventiveness, and ambition of their human ancestors, and the refined senses, love of nature, and artistic tastes of their elven ancestors. And then follow some mechanical benefits. Yes, and she is the mage. Wizards strive to be the master of magical energies, shaping them and casting them as spells. To do so, they study strange tongues and obscure facts. They devote much of their time to magical research. Wizards must rely on knowledge and wit to survive. They are rarely seen adventuring without a retinue of fighters and men-at-arms. Because there are different types, or schools, of magic, there are different types of wizards. The mage studies all types of magic and learns a wide variety of spells. Her broad range makes her well suited to the demands of adventuring. And then follows mechanical information. They can't wear armor, which sucks. They're also one of the frailer classes. Yeah, basically they're glass cannons. Oh, what kind of mage do I want to run? I have the Conjurer, who specializes in the creation of things.
Oh my god, Josh.
Right. Right, no, who needs armor when you have big bouncy jugs, right? The Diviner, who specializes in detection and divining magics. the enchanter, who specializes in the manipulation of the mind of sentient beings. And that's, oh man, don't get me started on that. Why do fantasy and science fiction writers always get sentience and sapience confused? We as humans are sapient beings. We have intelligence. It is and the will to direct it. All animals have a all creatures have a basic level of sentience. A cat is sentient in its fashion. A rat, a bat, dogs, fish. I debate on trees being sentient.
They grow.
That doesn't make them sentient.
And ways you can gear.
Yes, intelligence in humans is subject to debate. I We've both worked in food, Josh. We know.
Oh yeah.
There are all kinds of people. Retail too. You talk to them and you wonder who ties their shoes for them. But yes, the difference between sentience and sapience is huge, and writers confuse it all the time. Okay, rant over. Transmuter. A mage who specializes in magic that alters physical reality. And there follows mechanical things. And I'm not giving up abjuration because that's protection magic, so we're not playing a transmuter. Invocation school. I'm not even sure what spells are in the invocation school. I know it's not evocation, which would eliminate very useful combat spells like fireball or magic missile. And honestly, my mages don't tend to focus on conjuration anyways. So I guess I'll just play a bog standard mage. And I think we will make her neutral. True neutral characters believe in the ultimate balance of forces, and they refuse to see actions as either good or evil. Since the majority of people in the world make judgments, true neutral characters are extremely rare. True neutrals do their best to avoid siding with the forces of either good or evil, law or chaos. It is their duty to see that all of these forces remain in balanced contention. True neutral characters sometimes find themselves forced into rather peculiar alliances. To a great extent, they are compelled to side with the underdog in any given situation, sometimes even changing sides as the previous loser becomes the winner. A true neutral druid might join the local barony to put down a tribe of evil gnolls, only to drop out or switch sides when the gnolls were brought to the brink of destruction. He would seek to prevent either side from becoming too powerful. Clearly, there are very few true neutral characters in the world. And that's true even in the real world. Yes. Dear wife, Buff would like to donate to the Church of Jace.
Hey, hold on.
For he requires purification. Alright, a mage, we want a higher than average intelligence. Yeah, what are we rolling? See, I fully intend to keep her out of melee range as often as possible. That'll help make her less frail. Bookish and snappish. An adventuring mage, we want her able to dodge. That is a good question, Buff. Do you prefer purification by fire or water? Well, we're keeping her out of melee as much as possible. The sling is the only ranged weapon available to the mage. Commonly thought of as a toy weapon, its lethality should never be underestimated. A strong bullet thrown from a sling by an experienced user can tear a hole through a man's skull. And they even proved that on Deadliest Warrior. Not gonna have protection from evil right away. Mage armor, though, is very important. Into the spell, the wizard creates a magical field of force that serves as if it were scale mail armor. Cumulative with a dexterity. And with a shield bonus. Does not hinder movement, adds no weight, and does not prevent spellcasting, which is very awesome. And I can have one spell prepared. That one. Basic black for her.
Let me at him. I shall
Nope.
slay you all.
Kind of like that
By
one.
Gerdahl's shield.
Can barely comprehend that one.
Prepare to be destroyed.
Thank you, Buff.
Donation has been accepted at the Church of Jays.
And yes, thank you for that book, by the way. And your donation to Clan Braylord.
Die, fool. Prepare to be destroyed. Yes, strong leadership is key. I must have rest.
She sounds like a Karen.
I shall slay you all. I will endeavor to be a wise leader. I am in need of a good night's rest.
That's the one.
Come on.
And her name is Venastria. Ranjen. Oh, we have another slot available. Do I want to use it? Yes, I do. No, don't worry, I didn't go with a Karen voice. And this one was not available on the PC version. The Half-Orc. Born from the union of human and orc. Yeah. Half-Orcs are born from the union of human and orc parents with all that implies. Their greenish pigmentation, sloping forehead, jutting jaw, prominent teeth, and coarse body hair make their lineage plain for all to see. And he's going to be our barbarian. And all of these subclasses, these were not in the original PC version either. Yeah, we're gonna go kill a bunch of redacted here in a minute. Barbarian can be an excellent warrior, not as disciplined or skilled as a fighter. Barbarian can willingly throw himself into a berserker rage, becoming a tougher and stronger opponent.
Oh, I paid Spectrum and Boost. And it was taken off. Now it's not showing up on there at all.
Our barbarian. I'm honestly half tempted to make the barbarian be my token evil character. Neutral evil characters are primarily concerned with themselves and their own advancement. They have no particular objection to working with others, or, for that matter, going it on their own. Their only interest is in getting ahead. If there is a quick and easy way to gain a profit, whether it be legal, questionable, or obviously illegal, they will take advantage of it. Although neutral evil characters do not have the every man for himself attitude of chaotic characters, they have no qualms about betraying their friends and companions for personal gain. They typically base their allegiance on power and money, which makes them quite receptive to bribes. An unscrupulous mercenary, a common thief, and a double-crossing informer who betrays people to the authorities to protect and advance himself are typical examples of neutral evil characters. Now, while I am on the alignment selection page, I do deeply enjoy seeing the alignment chart memes on the interwebs. A particularly good one. That's Superman right there. That lawful good. That's Superman. Truth, justice, and the so-called American way. That's the Man of Steel all day long. Captain America is another good, lawful good character. A neutral good character. Shit, what was a good neutral good character? Deadpool is chaotic neutral. Deadpool is chaotic neutral.
Yeah.
Captain Jack Sparrow is chaotic neutral. No, Captain Jack is chaotic neutral. Because you can always trust a dishonest person to be dishonest. Honestly, it's the honest ones you want to watch out for. You never know when they're going to do something stupid. Darth Vader is lawful evil.
Oh, my pattern!
Treebeard from Lord of the Rings is a true neutral. He's on nobody else's side because nobody's on his side. Lawful neutral, Judge Dredd. Malcolm Reynolds of Firefly would be my epitome of the chaotic good character. You know, if I ever shoot you, you'll be awake, you'll be facing me, and you'll be armed. The Red Sun is an alternate universe Superman where he crash landed in Soviet Russia.
Oh. Okay, yeah, I remember about that on the not Disney. Next thing.
Yeah. Xenomorphs. The xenomorphs from the Alien franchise are neutral evil.
You were over an hour into the game, and you haven't even started playing.
Yeah, well, I'm about to. Chill out. And of course, the Joker's chaotic evil.
Nuts.
The Joker is chaotic evil.
He's just nuts.
That's sort of the point. Some people just want to see the world burn.
But are you saying I'm chaotic evil?
No, dear wife, I am not.
I would love to see.
Do you want to see the world burn for the sake of seeing the world burn, or do you want to try to raise something better from the ashes? Yes, now I'm very much worried about my wife. I wonder why Buff says you're sadistic. You don't see Captain Jack as a chaotic neutral.
I see him as chaotic good.
No, I was talking to Buff.
I know, but I see him as chaotic good.
No. No, Captain Jack is a chaotic neutral.
He does good things.
He does bad things.
He does good things too.
But he also does bad things. Captain Jack Sparrow does whatever the hell strikes Captain Jack Sparrow's fancy at a given time.
So apparently during Ox's stream, he got blue in effect. And now I have to go find out how I can go get blue in Mass Effect.
Chaotic stupid, huh?
How do you get blue booty?
I've heard of people who play paladins running them as lawful stupid. This is not the mage.
Oh.
This is that barbarian I was just making.
Oh, okay. Hi, honey. Oh, wait. Really? Crack me up. You know why? I said yes, my starts licking my hand.
Two-handed sword.
Sorry.
The hallmark of the traditional muscle-bound warrior.
I'm sorry.
proficiency class allows your character to use these heavy swords to mangle your opponents. If you want to know how to get blue booty in Mass Effect, dear wife, you can ask Josh yourself. Actually, we're going to leave the coloring alone on that one. Yes, our female cat is adorable. And she, yes.
Well, looks like I'm gonna have to go on a killing spree. I suppose it was only a matter of time before this happened. Okay, that's it. I gotta sleep.
Oh. It's fine. All right.
Really? Really? Can I tell Grandma? On all over
All right, and only an hour and 20 minutes into the stream, and we're ready to play.
Not die.
They cannot die. That sounds useful.
I think Ox needs to play on that.
The difficulty setting of story mode, which the PC mode did not have these. The party gains all the benefits of easy difficulty, and they cannot die in combat. It is quite possible that Oxford needs this difficulty level in some of his games. Yes, a setting aimed at veteran players who are well versed in AD&D mechanics, which I am not. Most of my tabletop experience was in 3.5. Let's see. Party members still can't permanently die in normal difficulty. Hit point rolls are maximized. Very useful. Enemies deal 25% less damage. Easy mode, they deal 50% less damage, and we cannot permanently die.
Let's go. I have a few claw marks.
No. No, Oxhorn is a masochist. He punishes himself, he's a masochist. He punishes others, he's a sadist.
He's both. He punishes us by watching him punish himself.
I mean, it's possible he's just a sadomasochist. Because apparently he enjoys punishing his viewers by making them watch him die. Well, if my people will not stay dead... I wonder if I can change the difficulty setting later if I'm having too much problems with it.
Oh god, okay, Oxhorn.
Yeah, technically I guess he would be a sadomasochist.
He tortures all of us to watch him die.
Well,
Hi, Mama.
I am not too proud to say I do not want to watch any of my characters die.
Our tale begins here, in the quiet fishing village of East Haven, one of the so-called 10 towns of Icewind Dale. The tiny community is hardly a town, but rather a collection of ramshackle huts crowded together upon the icy shores of Lech Dineshire. Here, within a dimly lit tavern, a group of travelers sit huddled around a table, swapping tales and making grand plans for the future, completely unaware of the part they are to play in the events that are about to unfold.
And I love that they read that bit out for us so that I don't have to.
What's this? New face in town, eh? Well met, stranger. The name is Hrothgar, originally of Hillsfar. But now, after years of traveling up, down, and under Faerun, I am content to call this town my home. Who might you be?
Hail and well met, Hrothgar. I am Dwayne.
Well then, welcome to East Haven. Whatever your business in these parts might be, I would offer you this small piece of advice. While you're in my town, you do well to be on your best behavior.
Alright, Hrothgar.
These folk are under my protection, and anyone who would seek to do harm to them in any way shall answer to me. That said, I'll let you get back to your cups. I'm sure you've had a long journey, and you'll find there's no better way to shake off the cold of the road than by downing a few mugs of Grisella's best. And if you're in need of lodging, I would recommend talking to Quimby over at the Snowdrift Inn over on the east side of town. Equipment and supplies can be purchased next door at Pomab's Emporium. Pomab's prices are a bit high, even for a Kalashite. But you'd be better off well-equipped and short of coin than the other way around. Ill-prepared travelers don't last long in these parts.
The people of the realm of Kalashian are basically the equivalent of Ferengi from Star Trek.
Once you've had a chance to rest up and get your bearings, come by and see me at my house. It's just a couple doors west of here. There's some business I would discuss with you. Farewell.
Farewell, Hrothgar. Alright, guys, I'll be right back. I apparently have to go water the cats.
Are they going to grow?
Part where I'm actually starting to play the game. Gonna do stuff.
I couldn't beg you to do it, babe, or I would have done it myself.
Alright. Let's make our way about town here.
Aye.
And of course, Grisella doesn't talk out loud. No, they're not like chia pets. Of course, Grisella doesn't talk out loud. Hello there, dearie. Welcome to the Winter's Cradle Tavern. My name's Grisella. I own and operate this fine establishment. Also, how about a drink? This is a tavern, after all. Plenty to drink here. Yes, indeed. Says she's in a bit of a bind. She's run out of everything. She's run out of bloody everything. And that Butamist. But the tavern hasn't run completely dry. It's got some stock down in the cellar. But got a pest problem down there. She's afraid of bugs. Gee, what a shame. See, a big strapping girl like her is afraid of a couple of bugs. That's one heck of a tavern right there. No booze and bugs to boot. But there's a quest in it for us. So what can we do to help?
Help!
Well, said no fear. See the pests down in the basement. Back room back there by our trope alert. What do you expect me to do? Oh, of course, they don't start us with any weapons. How? Yeah. For all the good that does us. and pieces, bits and pieces.
They blow up.
They blow up real nice when I hit their faces.
Now you got to ASMR and like remember talking about it.
Oh, no, no ASMR. We will not be doing any ASMR of me chewing crackers.
Duty calls. Aye.
Yep, no more bugs in the basement. You can serve your drinks again. Ah, 1200 XP to split among 6 characters. Did you just break a tooth back there, dear wife? Great. Great. Get off the table.
It shall be done.
Ah, Pomabs! The place with all the loot. Yeah, that's cats.
I stand ready.
You
Aye.
have need of me?
What the hell?
As you wish. As you wish.
This is not the tavern, this is Pomab's Emporium.
Are you stealing from the Emporium?
Yes. Yes, I am stealing from Pomab. And then, I'm gonna take most of that stuff and sell it back to him. To fund my equipment. Because that's how I roll. Oh, God, this
Righto.
person. Polmav is not speaking out loud for me. This is so rude. So what is this? More barbarians come to my shop? No doubt with nothing to barter with but more wolf pelts and polished stones. Very well, let's get this over with. What do you want?
I felt like I was every.
And I just want to see what you have for sale. And I would like to see some coin before I go to the trouble of showing you my wares. I have no patience for those who are just browsing. There's no need to be rude. I assure you I intend to buy. Now, may I see your wares? How dare you speak to me in such a manner? Do you know who I am?
No, but I'm sure you're gonna tell me.
I'm sure he's gonna tell us. Pompous little man who runs a little shop in a little town at the arse end of Faerun.
I like that one.
I don't particularly care who he thinks he is. I just want to buy something. I am Tomab Akazmir, Royal Diplomatic Envoy of Kalimshan, and appointed overseer of the northern caravan routes.
I like the bottom one.
Yeah. And I'm the king of Mithril Hall if he's the appointed overseer of the northern caravan routes. But your appearance as a lowly shopkeeper is just a clever disguise to throw off any would-be assassins.
Ow,
Yeah?
my back hurts. I shouldn't be laughing this hard. You're an asshole.
Your poor attempt at sarcasm is an obvious sign of your lowly birth. I'll have you know that I am third cousin to the Pasha himself. Not to mention a royal courtier in good standing. And if he's in such good standing in Kalimshan, then what in the nine hells is he doing all the way up here in Icewind Dale? But we don't care about any of that stuff. Even if his brain has been addled by all the cold weather. Can I just buy something, please?
About fucking time.
Right?
I don't feel so bad for you.
Yeah, he's a putz.
Wasn't a putz, dear.
Alright, we'll sell those back to him. See, don't use daggers this. Much as I want to sell that potion of healing, that'll come in handy later.
Mass Effect. I can barely get it on normal.
See, chainmail, chainmail, chainmail. Studded leather for her. She gets no armor. Buy that hide armor for him. Two-handed sword for him. The sling for buy one of those because there's a quest with it later. Shopping on a budget. I'm ready. I'm gonna hold up on this game without grenades. What else is new?
Anti-nausea medication. Point is it might cause nausea. Explain this one to me. I think I broke you.
Okay, wow. Wow.
Anti-nausea medication might cause nausea.
Oh.
I think I broke my husband. Did I break you, baby?
Anti-nausea medicine. With a warning that one of the side effects is potential side effects is nausea. FML, I hate this planet. I want to get off.
Also may cause headaches and constipation. So you're either going to get bound up, throw up, or have a headache. Pick one.
The joys of modern medicine. The side effects are worse than what you're being treated for.
I'm dying over here. So you're either not. It's either coming out one end, not coming out the other, or your brain's going to explode. Pick one. Get down. Get down. Down. You little heifer. Talking about the redheaded reaver.
Hey, I managed to get all of their stuff. And even still have some gold left over. What? I'm thinking that that's a product of the difficulty level. Because the PC mode did not have the option to change difficulty levels, and carrying capacity was never no 1,600 pounds. Right.
Oh god, I love that. Oh, I'm laughing.
I'm using that.
Ow, my back! You asshole!
Just so you know, Buff, I am stealing that.
At your command. Aye.
Oh, you know, I don't know. Yeah, it's her AI script that she's using. I'm gonna have to fix it
Duty
later.
calls.
It's a lush. Old Jed here.
I thought it said Jenna. Ow.
How you doing?
Don't act wrong. You can't do it. I'm looking at you like, did you just go over something? Call me in the morning.
Jess, I love you. Put some wrenches in your pockets. Proceed to your nearest beach. Walk into the water. Don't stop. Yeah, he's definitely been hitting the sauce lately. Oh, and now he thinks we're being rude or mean about it. Gonna say he was hitting the sauce. He thinks he seems to think he needs the wine to fish.
You need wine to fish and bagel.
Matter of life and death to him, he seems to think.
Why did you fish and bagel?
Well, is there anything we can do to support his downward spiral into oblivion? Why, yes, I'm sure there is. We could go over to Pomads, that's spiteful little Calamshite. Oh, that's awesome. Says he'd go into the store and get it himself. But 2 summers ago, he got so mad at that pompous little asshole that he threw his sorry behind into the lake. So, we'll go ahead and give him that bottle we bought while we were at Pomab's earlier. Let's hope the captain there makes that bottle last. Because he's not always going to have strapping adventuring types around to get him his medicine. Good luck. Oh, flog me, I forgot to equip a dwarf. Oh, I feel like a dummy. Oh, that's cute. Bunch of kids poking at a squirrel with a stick. Where did that dude go? Oh, hey! Hello, Jonan.
Hi.
This feller seems to be preoccupied. Daydreaming or something. Got a tune stuck in his head, he does. Troubled dreams. What kind? Asking what kind of dreams? There's a woman. And don't give me that eye, it's not like you think. Walks upon the surface of the lake as if it were flagstones instead of waves. Doesn't say anything. Just sings. The most beautiful songs, but I can't understand a word. Life can't be too bad if it's only dreams that are worrying you. It should be a comfort, not a curse. But there's no sense to it. Dreams are eating at him like a starving wolf. Barely hold a daily thought before the memory of the dreams hounds its way back in. Doesn't know how much more of it he can take. And I guess we have another little tiny quest. So we'll find a way to help him. You're not in chat anymore, are you, dear? Michigan woman dies of laughter, sources say. An examination of the joke will need to be analyzed to assess its severity to the human nervous system. No, I was reading it for the folks that'll be watching the archive of this video on YouTube later. But anyways, I guess we're gonna have to find a way to help this poor, benighted soul with his dreams. It looks like he'd be grateful for even just one night of peace. Alright, we'll see what we can do, buddy.
My sword is yours.
I am by your side.
And we'll take the halfling down and around the lake. Oh, who's this blue woman here? Hi there.
As you wish.
This woman has skin like the surface of the lake. Light green hair and delicate features like that of an elf. At your approach, she begins to sing a soft, flowing song, like the sound of a great undersea current. But you have no idea why the song reminds you of such. In a moment, the song and the feeling passes, and the woman looks at you hopefully. Oh, you think she's a siren, do you? Are you the woman that Ichonin sees in his dreams? Yes, Ichonin. You are the woman from his dreams, aren't you? Have your eyes fallen upon him? Do you know where it is that he walks? Yes, I did in fact speak to him recently. He sees you in his dreams, but he doesn't know what you want of him. What do you want? She is of the calling Elysia of the Sky's Mirror. She says her heart is Jonin's, but he cannot see her in the flesh, or else she will become as the currents upon the shore. She says she has a gift for him from one of his long ago ancestors, who also held her heart. The question becomes, what kind of gift, right? She says that many reflections of the moon have come and gone since the day in which the one of the blood of Jonin fell beneath the waters of the lake. Apparently he fought the last of the great white serpents that swam upon the northern winds. The Queen Mother Ekasserat, who now lies without life on the bed of the lake. A promise was made, and she wants to honor it. The great white serpents that swim upon the winds. I believe she's talking about a dragon. The one from whom Jonin comes asked I see his blade return to those of his blood if the queen serpent Ikasarat drank his life. She did, but not before he dealt her a mortal blow. From the depths of the lake, I have brought the fire-shaped steel that ended her life. It is intended that it be belonging to Jonin now. She wishes to return the sword, Jonin's ancestor's sword, to him, but cannot because for him to look upon her will make her stream away to water. Isn't that freaking peachy? One of the laws in the lands beneath the lake's mirror. Ugh. But yes, we will return the blade. Alright, yep. We'll come back here in just a minute when we've returned him his sword. We've received the shattered blade of Ichonin.
Your desire?
Oh, look at that. We're still up here with Jonin.
I will do so.
Oh, we found the reason for your dreams, Jonin. And no, we're not playing on a man's hopes. The woman in your dreams is a sea spirit. Her kind speak through song, which is why you couldn't understand her. Ha ha ha! Oh, that would be evil. We could tell this poor benighted soul that she's one of the spirits of the lake that seek to lure men to their deaths. The dreams are fate, if you will. If you would be cursed with these dreams no longer, you must give up your worldly possessions and leave this town at once. You can give your possessions to me if you wish. I will see that they're disposed of. But that would be mean and evil, and we won't get quest completion. So we'll tell him that her name and of her heart. Speaking through dreams is one of the talents of her race. She speaks to you because she loved one of your ancestors and has carried a promise for him for these many, many years. She comes to you, Jonin, because your features remind her of him. And your heart is as strong, if not stronger. She's come to love you. She cannot let you see her in the flesh. She wishes to give you something that belonged to your ancestor. So, we give him the blade of his ancestor that was used against the Ikasarat, the last of the white dragon matriarchs. It has lain within the dragon's heart for almost a century at the bottom of the waters. Carry it well, and know that Alicia loves you. Your dreams shall trouble you no more. Yep. We told the poor bugger why he was plagued with his dreams, and we returned to him his ancestor's blade, as Alicia wished. He's dumbfounded by the gift. He seems more than a little sad, as he won't be returning to his dreams. But such sadnesses are the way of people from two worlds. Farewell, Jonin.
I'm listening.
Hey,
As you
Alicia.
wish.
We found Jonin, we gave him the blade. And so, we get a shaped piece of sand, which has been taken from the bed of the lake. Something with great monetary value. Well, great for first level party. Farewell, Alicia, and thank you.
As you wish.
Ah, yep, that's right, this is a fishing village. What is this book? Thing. Oh, it's a chest, it's got a thing. I can sell that thing. Yoink.
As you wish.
This appears to be some kind of a fish processing plant. I don't think anybody in here is going to have anything interesting to say. As they are all labeled with a... Oh, wait.
you
Hey,
wish.
you have a name. What do you do here, Turin? Just managing this warehouse for the fishmonger. Oh, that makes it a very important place for a small fishing town like this. Stores the scrimshaw and emergency food supplies. What does the rest of East Haven do? Heh. Yep, most of the townsfolk fish for the knucklehead trout that live in the lake. Isometric. I'm not sure I'm familiar with that term in regards to games, Buff. Alright. So, yeah, he doesn't know any of the rumors around town. So we'll take our leave from him.
As you wish.
Oh, another quest giver. Okay, what can we do to help you, bro? What seems to be the problem? Oh, goody. A wolf got into his workshop and is tearing the place apart. And he's accidentally broke the key off in the lock while trying to get away when he tried to open it up. Yeah, we're gonna have to... Well, I mean, a wolf got into his shop and he found it when he tried to open it up in that morning. So, I mean, yeah, adrenaline makes people do some crazy things. Oh, what do you sell? Ah, so he's a scrimishander. He carves the huge bony skulls of the knucklehead trout into works of art. He's a carver. And so, he wants us to go into his shop and kill the wolf. Alright. So we'll have to break down his door. We'll dispatch your troublesome hound.
Aye. Duty calls.
Alright, we forced the door. In we go. Hello, the wolf. That was anticlimactic. Well, nuts. I don't think I can change the difficulty level now. No. No, just the fight was somewhat anticlimactic. What hit and it died. But... oh, I guess there's no loot on the wolf.
It shall be done.
Bones of these knucklehead trout have spilled out of their overturned barrel onto the floor. The bones have been gnawed on. Floorboards in this corner have been torn away. That's probably how the wolf got in. That's his workbench. Fishing poles and gaffs. Nothing of any particular value. Alright.
It shall be done.
Alright, we killed your hound. And he gave us some gold and a dagger with a carved scrimshaw handle. How very nice of him. See, that's gonna be Rothgar's house, I think. Wait, no, it's not. It's just some random townsperson. Oh, we have another viewer. Welcome.
Duty calls.
Oh, man, it still annoys me that this does not have any audio beyond a little bit of sound bites for my characters. So this is Acalia. She's an initiate here at the Temple of Tempest, Lord of Battle. She helps the High Priest Everard maintain the temple armory and perform rituals. What kind of rituals do you help with? Alright, so that's the they celebrate the Feast of the Moon in remembrance of those who've died in battle. They sing the Song of the Sword at least once a week because of the church's close proximity to the site of so many great battles. Their congregation also has local celebrations to remember all of the mighty conflicts that have raged across the region. And then the most important daily ceremonies are the Feast of Heroes at high sun and the Song for the Fallen at sunset. So we're gonna learn a little bit more lore here. What are the Feast of Heroes and the Song for the Fallen? Pretty straightforward, apparently. Feast of Heroes is a meal that we eat at noon. During the meal, they remember the final meal which each warrior eats before they enter battle. Oh, mortal battle. Then the Song for the Fallen is a dirge that we sing at sunset as a daily memorial for those who have died in battle. So what local battles do you celebrate? They celebrate the Battle of Jared Stone. Tell you more about it, but the High Priest prefers that any questions about it be directed to him. He has a somewhat different perspective on the teachings than most. Alright, we'll go talk to Everard then.
Rothgar mentioned there were strangers in town. What is it you want?
And that's how you know that he's a really important character. He's got sound files. So I hear you're the High Priest of this temple. I am Gawain McLiam.
Yes, I am Everard. Everard of Tempest, Battle Priest of the Lord of Battles. What brings you here?
Acalia told me to ask you about Jared Stone. Said that it has something to do with one of your holy days.
Jared was a shaman who lived long ago. He brought unity to the northern tribes and led them to victory against the army of Arachon, at the cost of his life.
Okay. So, how did he die?
Once Arachon saw his army routed by Jared and the northern tribes, he sought to bring the Hells to his aid. Arachon opened a gate to the lower plains.
Alright, so he was an idiot who brought demons to the battlefield. Surely the northern tribes would have been destroyed.
I do not believe that. Jared did. It is said that Tempest himself appeared to Jared upon the battlefield, and Jared took that as a sign.
A sign from the heavens. What did he take this sign to do?
Jared believed Tempest was calling him to sacrifice himself for his people to ensure victory. And so he cast his body into the portal, his blood fusing it to stone. It lies entombed beneath the temple to this day.
Oh, I think we can arrange that. Dear wife, how do we make Josh a mod too? Alright, one quick and dirty promotion ceremony coming right up. Alright, so this High Priest of Tempest does not appear to agree with that Jared feller's choice.
Jared had no need to sacrifice himself. Tempest's appearance was a test of faith, proof Jared's people had already won the field that day. Jared failed his god and died a coward's death.
And you're absolutely certain his death was in vain? His death did seal the
One
portal.
dies for Tempest with a blade in one's hand, not by martyring oneself within the embrace of infernal magics. Jared's duty was to stand with his comrades, not cast himself to his death when the field was already theirs.
He has strong feelings on the subject. You know, Jared's sacrifice may have prevented other deaths.
Sacrifice? Let me say this of sacrifice, young one. Then we shall speak of this no more. Sacrifice is a death that has meaning. When it is in vain, it is not sacrifice. It is a waste. That is the lesson of Jared's stone.
Oh, okay then. Well, let's see what else you have to say,
You are
Everard.
free to ask, traveler. I promise no answers.
Alright, so we have promoted Josh Button to a mod. Congratulations, Josh Button. Oh, hey, what do you know about that expedition that Rothgar's putting
I
together?
have heard of it, yes. A messenger from Kuldahar visited the temple not long ago, and it has spurred Rothgar to see what is happening in the north.
Oh, yeah? Messenger?
Yes. A man from Kuldahar found his way to our door, and he was dead by morning. He claimed he was a messenger from the Archdruid of Kuldahar.
And what did he
The
want?
man spoke of disturbances in Kuldahar. His wounds prevented me from making any sense of his words. Perhaps Rothgar understood more than I, for he's preparing an expedition.
Alright, and are you going on this expedition, Everard?
No, for my place is here. Were I invited, I would still not go. My injuries would only slow the expedition.
Were you wounded in battle then?
These eyes have seen battle, yes. And my skin bears the mark of swords and axes. That was long ago. Now my place is here.
Oh, why would you leave battle behind, Everard?
Because there are many ways one may serve one's god. I am of the Order of the Broken Blade. My duty is to watch this place.
Okay, so what's the Order of the Broken Blade? Tell the folks at home, Everard.
Yes, we were warriors. Wounded in battle, our injuries now keep us far from the front lines. Still, we are fit to guard holy sites to our Lord.
And then obviously this is a holy site because
It
Jared's
is sacred
stone.
to Tempus, yes. It marks the field where the barbarian Jared gave up his life ages ago. He lies encased in stone beneath this temple.
Alright, and we already heard about what happened there. No, I mean just now while I was talking to him, we discussed it with him a minute ago. Alright, let's see.
You are free to ask, traveler. I promise no answers.
Yes. We might just barely be able to afford another healing potion off of him. Alright, I'm wondering if we might pay our respects to the temple and maybe reserve some healing. Buying and selling. Let's see, you've got that pearl, we'll sell that. Sell that. Okay. Yeah, enough for 2 potions. Cool. Various healing spells that we could take with us at a later time. I'm feeling particularly pious. Townsperson's house. Townsperson's house. Let's see, that's Rothgar's house there.
Duty calls.
This is the local inn. Oh no, this is not the inn.
It shall be done.
Gaspar the fishmonger. Doesn't look like much of a fish shop indeed, is his house. Well, no sound files on this one. This is, of course, not his fish stall. It's his home. He doesn't live and breathe it. Deals in large quantities of the dried knucklehead and scrimshaw, bulk of which he keeps stored in the warehouse that we were exploring earlier. So tell the folks at home what exactly scrimshaw is. It's just a fancy name for carved bone. And since knucklehead trout are rare, scrimshaw carvings made from their bones are particularly valuable. Scrimshaw from East Haven is prized by fine artists and craftsmen throughout the realms. He must make a decent amount of coin selling these fish, I'm sure. An honest living. Makes most of his profits from trade, and it's an important transaction in the works as we speak. As to what sort of transaction, town's food stores are running low. The warehouse foreman tells me that there may not be enough food to last through this winter. Arranged to trade with old Galway up in a nearby city that will keep their stomachs full well into next year. And a caravan is due to arrive at any time. Best of luck, buddy. Alright. I'm going to crack another energy drink. Alright, we leave his house. Alright, let's go talk to Rothgar.
Duty call.
Well met, friend, and welcome to my home. Make yourselves comfortable, but try not to break anything. Many of these curiosities that you see lying about have sentimental value.
He doesn't strike me as a sentimental type.
Oh, they're all remembrances of my adventuring days. Little trinkets and the like that I picked up here and there. More keepsakes than valuables, really. Leftovers from my days of fortune and glory.
So you're retired then?
Well, semi-retired, actually. This region is still untamed and fraught with many dangers. I've had plenty of opportunities in the last few years to take up my sword and shield and do battle with those who threaten the safety of Easthaven and its neighbors. In fact, I'm planning such an expedition right now. That is what I wanted to speak to you about.
Alright. Let's get the details on that expedition then. Alright, we will bid you adieu, Buff Canuck. We will see you next time.
We've received word from Kaldahar, our neighbors to the south, that evil forces are stirring nearby in the spine of the World Mountains.
Ah, okay, and there's the hook for the rest of the story.
I am organizing and leading a party from Easthaven south to Kaldahar Valley to investigate. You look to be capable enough. Perhaps you'd like to join us. What say you?
What sort of evil forces are we talking about there, Rothgar?
I don't really know. The message wasn't too specific. I suppose if you want more details, you could ask old Everard over at the temple, but time's a-wasting. We need to get this expedition moving before the snows seal off the pass to Kaldahar. So what's it going to be? Are you in or out?
Yeah, count us in.
Excellent. Glad to have you on board. I plan to assemble the rest of the expedition and set out for Kaldahar within a few days. With storms brewing in the mountains, I'd rather we depart sooner. But there are matters that require my attention here about town.
Ah, what sort of matters? Maybe we can help.
Actually, now that I think about it, maybe you can help. Pomab, the local shopkeeper, has recently expressed concern over the rapidly thinning stock of his store. He's been complaining that the regular caravan from Caer Dineval is long overdue, and that if they don't arrive soon, he's sure to be out of business.
Ah, that poor, greedy Calimshan.
Now, normally I'd take Pomap's whining with a grain of salt, but with heavy snows on the way, it would be best to make sure that caravan makes it through.
Alright, so what do you want us to do?
I want you to find that caravan. Leave town by way of the South Bridge and scout the hills west of Loch Dinnershire, between East Haven and Caer Dineval. Caravans always stick close to the shoreline this time of year. Once you find it, see the caravan safely to East Haven. In the meantime, I'll assemble the rest of the expedition and make the final plans for our journey.
Alrighty then.
Return here as quickly as you can. We must make for Kaldahar Pass while the weather is favorable. Good luck. Safe journey.
Alright, let's go find that missing caravan. There's the inn.
It shall be done.
Let's go visit the inn real fast.
I stand ready.
Yes.
I'm here.
Of course.
Looting! Not fun. Some gold. It's not locked because it has nothing in it. Hey, a person. Not an important person. He doesn't have a sound file. His name is Eravane Black Sheaf of Everesca. Many moons since he's seen a friendly face. Despite the dreary nature of our current locale, East Haven is a welcome sight for his elven eyes. Alright, so what have you seen in your travels there, Eravane? He says he was used to a peaceful life before he left his homeland. He had no idea the wonders and horrors that adventuring life would bring to his ever-changing doorstep. He's glad he didn't go on the retreat 20 years ago. Well. Yeah. Let us tell you about horror, Eravane Black Sheaf. You ever sliced a man from his belly to his throat, or watched a man gasp his last breath as you hold his pulsating heart in your hand? I don't think I'm gonna go with that option. No, maybe I will. I think we've scarred him. Hey, hello. You hear any rumors in your travels? Alright, so you came in through Kaldahar and had a strange feeling about things in the valley. More than just the weather, something seemed to miss in the mountains. Trees, even the clouds in the sky. Excuse me. Yes, something's been odd about the weather. Careful in your travels.
At your command.
Alright,
It shall be done.
away we go. Ah. Monsters down the way, and they almost ate the poor kid. Oh no. What are you talking about, kid? Okay, came down to the lakeshore while he was fishing. Dropped all his stuff and ran. Just after his fish. Alright, so where are these monsters? Down by the lake. Because of them stupid monsters. No, don't worry. We'll get your fish back, kid. Goblins. Goody. To the ranged weapons, ladies and gentlemen. Alright. Kill the goblins.
My sword is yours.
You have my undivided attention.
Ow.
To arms!
Soon to your grave. Make peace with your gods. I await your instructions.
Aye.
Is that all of them?
It shall be done.
Huh. I think that's all of them. Well, that was loud. Yep. Kill the wolf.
Places to go, monsters to kill.
More wolves.
I stand ready.
Well, looks like I'm gonna have to go on a killing spree.
You have need of me?
Aye.
Ready. I'm ready. I suppose I got some time to kill.
Hey, our rogue is already ready to level up. Yippee. Okay. Why aren't you letting me level you up? Okay. So, just upgrade some skills. Okay. Away we go. Can't go that way.
At your command. It shall be done. My sword is yours.
I am by your side. Very well.
So all that later.
Aye.
God!
Aye.
Oh, guess we're not looting weapons. But that's okay. Alright, nothing up that way.
Attack! Stand and deliver! I stand ready.
Someone's ready.
Indeed.
Things is.
What's up?
You have my undivided attention.
Put the things in the thing.
I will do so.
There was another thing. Okay. Okay. Duration. spell grants the recipient immunity to all petrification attacks. Includes the gaze of the basilisk and the Medusa. Curse scrolls of petrification. Etc., etc.
At your command. Duty calls.
Wooden supply crates, no doubt offloaded from the wagons seen outside. This is those caravan supplies. So they are found.
Die!
Death to the orcs.
To arms!
Have a good rest of your night, Josh. We will see you in the next one. I can't go up that way.
A little fire and lightning should liven things up.
My sword is yours.
Here.
I'm here. Right then.
Things is.
Aye.
To battle.
Kill these guys.
Aye.
Man, this mode feels so much like cheating, it's not funny.
I stand ready.
You have need of me? Certainly.
Right then.
At your command.
Yeah, this nobody dies mode feels like cheating.
Aye. Aye.
We're walking.
Aye.
We're walking. Hey, kid. Here's what's left of your fish.
Duty calls.
Alright, Pomab, you greedy son of a gun. Sell all our loot. Have to see how that stacks up against the chainmail he's already wearing here in a minute. So, those. The boring part, selling off all the loot. Wonder if this is any good. It is a magical item, and we don't have it identified yet, so we're not gonna sell it. Oh, another winter wolf pelt. Sold. Yeah, and sell those. Yeah, that's slightly better than the chainmail. Boy there can wear that, which is good. Oh, and thank goodness I don't have to calculate Thaco.
Duty calls. Duty calls.
Alright. Let's thank us for looking out for his kid. Told him about us fighting them goblins. Nothing really. Yeah. Compliments us on our modesty. Stopping by to check up on the kid.
Duty
Over
call.
here to Rothgar's and get on with the main quest.
My sword is
I
yours.
am by your
Yes.
side.
As you wish.
A bow and some arrows. Not worth my time. A little note that says, haha, you got tricks, thief.
Aye. Duty calls.
Oh, good. You've returned. What news of the caravan from Caer Dineval?
Alright, we found the caravan. It's attacked some time ago by orcs. Tracked the orcs to their cave and paid them back for their butchery. Caravan supplies are safe within the cave.
Strange. It is not usual for orcs to be so brazen as to attack caravans so close to town. I wonder if it is the anticipation of the coming winter that is driving their actions, or if it is something more.
It's probably something more sinister. It always is.
In any case, at least we can still retrieve the supplies, thanks to you. You've proven yourself to be quite capable. I'm glad you've decided to come along with us to Kuldahar.
Alright,
We still have preparations to make before we can depart for Kuldahar. Take this list of supplies to Pomab's Emporium across town. While you're there, you might outfit
Done.
yourselves with whatever gear you think you may need. Return here when you are packed and ready to go.
Alright, I'll return shortly. Alright, and all of my warriors just went ding. Alright, to the character sheets. Okay, Thaco goes down by 1. More hit points. Oh, thank God I don't have to calculate Thaco. 2 hit armor class 0 in 2nd edition AD&D. The lower your armor class was, the better. Oh, we don't get any weapon efficiency slots at 2nd level. He gets an extra spell slot. More hit points. $17 more hit points for him. And 1 more level up. Okay, she only needs another 300 XP for herself. But alright, guys. Let's go back to Pomab's. I do not like dealing with the Kalimshite.
Duty calls.
Yes, we must continuously pester you. Look, this is the supply list from Rothgar. Get it done. Alright, let's see. Pick 3 more sets of splint mail? Yeah, I can do that. Alright. And back to Rothgar's.
It shall be done. It shall be done.
There you are. All is set. The others are assembling as we speak. Are you ready to leave as well?
Yep, we're ready. Let's go.
So it was that the Patchwork Militia set off from East Haven, bound for the troubled village of Kaldahar, with the party of strangers in tow. On they traveled, across the windswept tundra of the Dale, through the foothills of the spine of the world, and upwards on the steep and treacherous trails of the Kaldahar Pass. Eager to seek out the evil that threatened the pass, they did not expect it to find them first. High upon the cliffs of the pass, a band of frost giants had prepared an ambush. Hurling boulders and dislodging massive outcroppings of rock and snow, the giants sparked an avalanche that thundered down the mountainside and crashed down upon the heads of the unsuspecting expedition. Those fortunate enough to survive the avalanche pulled themselves free of the mountain of snow and bodies that now barred the way back to East Haven. Battered and disheartened by the loss of their comrades, the survivors had little choice but to continue on to Kaldahar, alone.
Da da da. Yep. Local hermit. Merciful gods, he says. You're lucky to be alive. Are you alright? Anything broken? Well, no, you know, we seem to be all be in one piece. Just an aging soul who prefers the solitude of the mountains to the hustle and bustle of town life. Never seen anything like what just happened. So yeah, he witnessed the avalanche. Saw the whole thing, sleeping in his cave over yonder, felt the ground begin to shake and heard the rumble. About just in time to see the avalanche come crashing down. Good thing we ran forward instead of back into the past like the others. Poor dumb B-words. one thing's for sure, not digging their bodies out from under there. Well, their bodies are gonna stay there until spring when they start to smell. By chance, do you know the way to Kuldahar? He wants to know why we would want to go to that miserable little burg. Nothing there but a big tree and a bunch of shacks and lean-tos. But, yeah, he's been worried of some sort of trouble befalling the town. We've come to lend whatever aid we can. Fool's errand, he calls it. Alright, cool. Advice, take it on board. Do you know the way or not? Alright, so we follow the trail east through the valley, and Kuldahar lies beyond the old mill. Goblins everywhere between here and there. Crawling all over the valley like they own the place. Okay, thanks for the help. Bye-bye.
Aye.
Cave entrance leads only a short ways into the rock face. Isn't that lovely? Probably the Hermit's Cave. We stumbled on our first goblin. I think we have.
I'm a busy man. I got places to go, monsters to kill.
Yep, death to all of them.
I stand ready.
I await your instructions. So be it.
Shields and axes.
Ow!
At your command. Aye.
To battle.
Let's take the arrows.
Stand and deliver.
Slash.
Looks like I'm gonna have to go on a killing spree.
I did say there were goblins all over the place. to Kaldahar. We're walking. There's that mill. More goblins.
Me will smash your face!
Oh, his head hurts. Well, what's wrong with your head? You don't know. You walk here from cave. Needs to answer the call. No, cannot. And the head, it hurts. Cleric is apparently his name. Wants to pound his head against the wall to make his head okay. I don't somehow think that's a good idea. Good luck. Oh, and I don't have a ranger or a druid in the party.
My sword is yours.
Yes. Very well.
Me will smash your face!
Yeah.
Aye.
If I'd brought a ranger or a druid along in the party, they would have had some advice for him.
It shall be done.
I'll split you in two.
I'll come up here and kill goblins instead. This one has arrows too. And that's why I didn't buy a whole bunch of arrows from Omab.
Looks like I'm gonna have to go on a killing spree.
A bunch of giant beetles feasting on goblin corpses. Hey, fancy arrows. I suppose I should level them up, huh? Those are two new abilities that weren't in the game on the PC version. Just traps, well-trained eyes also allow them to detect the minor inconsistencies caused by illusion spells. skill is percentage chance per round of dispelling a non-friendly illusion spell within 30 feet. Oh, neat. The skill in disarming traps allows them to create snares of their own. Cool. Yeah. She leveled up. She gets an extra spell slot. Oh, neat. All kinds of fun stuff. Get biographies and all. Study of magic opened her eyes, not just to the arcane arts, but to the world itself. Every spell she learned in college, every scrap about magic and the arcane arts that you absorbed. You're fascinated with how each piece of information carried with it a certain history, a window into another land, or the writings and mind of another practitioner of magic. It was not long before the libraries and the halls of the college began to seem oppressive, more like mausoleums than places of learning. You did not want to meet the fate of some of the elderly college scribes and librarians, lost within their books. You wanted to travel, see what the world held for anyone with a passion for exploration and knowledge. You didn't want to spend your life reading of others' discoveries. You wanted to make some of your own and allow others to benefit from it. So shortly after graduation, you set about planning your travels. Who knows what lost knowledge lies within the wilderness of the north, simply waiting for someone to uncover it. Okay, cool. Bless me. Okay. And she has another one that she can prepare. Armor of Faith. Caster Armor of Faith receives significant protection against melee ranged magical attacks. This magical armor is a force energy that absorbs a portion of the damage intended for the caster. First level, the damage resistance is increased by 5% and improves by 5% every 5 levels of the caster. For example, a 20th level priest would have a plus 25% damage resistance if protected by this spell. Nice. Yeah, Sanctuary, that's a good one. Let's the Cleric act as a scout. When the priest casts a sanctuary spell, it causes all of his opponents to ignore his existence as if he were invisible. While protected by the spell, the subject cannot take direct offensive action without breaking the spell, but can use non-attack spells or otherwise act in any way that does not violate the prohibition against offensive action. This allows a warded priest to heal wounds or to bless himself. The priest cannot cast spells on other creatures without ending the spell. Okay. Onwards. You know what?
Duty calls.
We can't help him, so
It shall be done.
You will smash your face!
Your head still hurts? Too bad, you whiny baby. Yep, we've insulted him. Now he's gonna make our heads hurt. Good luck with that.
You will smash your face!
Loot. Get off the wall. Okay. Stop and let me talk
Duty
to
call.
the goblin. Ah, you speak common. Want to know what he's doing here? Ah, not all goblins are idiots, just most of them. What's wrong with you then? Well, it's quite unfortunate that he's having those problems with his head. Good luck. Oh. This guy, this chief of the smelly morons, the chief of Bleeding Eye tribe of gob orcs. He wants tribute. And why should I give you tribute? No, I'm not giving you one single copper, much less my gold. So, how about you shut up before I spill your guts all over the floor? Let's dance.
It shall be done.
Spell for the wizard. A fancy cloak that'll have to get identified later. Some gold, some more arrows. Dead body on the floor. Bodies. Kill the goblins. Lovely priestess just went.
It shall be done.
Peace with your gods.
Needs to kill.
Aye.
Fancy arrows. Alrighty. Loot. Barrels have some stuff too. it's a kid. Hello. What are you doing in the closet, kid? Hiding from the goblins. Got his dad and his sister. Oh, okay. No, it can't be that comforting for a random stranger to just say it, but it'll be okay. Take you to the village, help you find you help for you there. Okay, so he's gonna run off to the temple in Kaldahar. Easy for him to get there now that the goblins are dead. Okay, good luck, kid. Cleric goes ding. Oh, now she can do level 2 spells. Cool. He will be able to draw upon holy might. Priest calls upon his god to grant him power for a short period. When they does this, the strength, dex, and con scores are all raised by 1 point for every 3 levels of the caster. So a 3rd level caster would have his abilities raised by 1, while a 12th level caster would have all his abilities raised by 4. We have 3 total, so we'll add cure moderate wounds. Okay. Spiritual hammer. Deity, the caster of a spiritual hammer spell brings into existence a magical hammer, which can be used as a weapon for the duration of the spell. Hammer strikes is a magical weapon with a bonus of +1 for every 6 levels of the caster, up to a maximum of +3 at 13th level. Base crushing damage inflicted when the hammer scores a hit is exactly the same as a normal warhammer. Unlike a normal warhammer, it can strike any target within its wielder's visual range. Or we can use the silence here. Oh, which would be very useful against enemy spellcasters. So we'll take that. Party will rest. We've got spells now.
Aye.
Oh, that sinks. Just be able to get there from either side of the river.
It shall be done.
We will go to Kaldahar.
Fighting their way through the goblin-infested valley of the pass, the survivors of the doomed East Haven expedition at last came upon the small hamlet of Kaldahar. Nestled within the roots of a massive oak tree, the tiny cottages were a welcome sight for the weary travelers. As the party approached the town, a warm breeze blew over them, chasing away the chill of the frozen pass, and carrying with it the sweet scent of cooking fires.
Excuse me. Alright, cool. Ah, an achievement. Just for coming to Kaldahar. Alright, well, having reached Kaldahar, I think that it is a good place to end the stream. So I'm going to go ahead and save it here. And we will call this a stream. If you stuck with us to the end, thank you. If you're new to Clan Braylor, give us a follow here on Twitch. I archive all of my past streams on YouTube. We have a Discord server. The links for both are on my profile. If you've enjoyed the stream with me tonight, donations are appreciated, but not mandatory. We will see you all in the next one. Peace.